meeting or whatever we did, but we're still around, and it's like I guess we've instead of us getting influences from bands, which we still do, I assume other bands get influences from us through the years and stuff. It's like, wow, I guess we really do mean something in the whole big scheme of things.
I don't imagine that the success this time around will drive Tom from the band again.
No, I think he learned a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, his was, for whatever reasons, it was, I don't know, too much too soon. I don't know. Dreamed that, I still believe we had a lot of work to do, and for some people, they started believing their own press or something.
Yeah.
I never did because I always lied to the press.
Well, of course, Tom did go on to make a record there with his wife.
Oh boy.
I know. I actually bought that album, and as I told Robin,
God, you're the only one.
As I told Robin, Tom owes me $6. Goddammit.
That's a piece of shit, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we'll leave that one for the historians. How do you guys see yourself?
Well, no. If he owes you $6, you just said it. It is a piece of shit.
Well, actually, there was no money-back guarantee on the album there, so I guess he's
well, I don't
exempt.
think there is on many of them, but that one, I couldn't even listen to you. You can give me $100 a day, I still won't even listen.
Yeah, definitely. Can you see yourselves in 10 years' time?
No, I don't have a mirror that big.
I mean, can you see yourselves like the Rolling Stones doing the Tokyo Dome for 10 days in 10 years' time?
Sounds like a great idea to me. Why don't you book it for us? It'll be over.
I think you do have to book that place 10 years in advance. Come to think of it. So you guys
send us the money in advance.
So you guys don't.
Just in case.
How long in advance do you guys usually plan for? Is it one album at a time or 5 years at a time?
Oh no! I've had a commitment to do this. To be in music, be a songwriter all my life. That's basically the deal, and there's no real. It's to maintain what we do and keep making records. I mean, I think the direction will basically be the same. The same, which means it's diverse enough where it's not like so boring and repetitive. It's awful, but it's to make good records.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it sounds kind of basic and stupid and not much thought, but that's basically what we like to do. It's when I see bands that it's their first interview and they say that stuff, and then then the record doesn't do well and they break up. Obviously, they didn't really mean that. A simple answer by someone that's been around for this length of time. Hey, guess what? Maybe that's the truth. A simple, stupid answer by somebody that says, "Oh man, I did it just for this and that," and then the next week they split up. Like the bands that get tattoos and then they break up and they get their tattoo on Monday and they break up on Wednesday.
It seems like in your case, in your particular case, I can't imagine your songs not being sung by Robin, and at the same time, I can't really imagine Robin singing other people's songs.
It's a good word. It's a band, and you think of how many bands there are that you can name, more than one guy. And I'm a little close to Cheap Trick, so I honestly know all four guys' names. But if you think about it, how many bands? There's very few that you can really name. The Beatles and Rolling Stones, and Queen. You maybe don't know all of them, but you know most of them. I mean, the Kinks. Well, yeah, Ray Davies. The Who. Yeah, Pete Townsend, Daltrey, or somebody. The Cheap Trick. Yeah, that goofy guy in the hat. Robin. It's like, oh yeah, they got that Bunny or something. It's like, unless you're just, I don't know. Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, Angus Young. I mean, there's a Sting. What's the guitar player in Police? I don't know. I know what it is, yes, but I'm being sort of funny about it.
Right.
There's not many that Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. What are the other guys' names? Well, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
you know some people, and so I don't even know what the hell your question was now.
Yeah, well, I guess what you're saying.
I've gotten down the list here.
No, well, I guess what you're saying is there's a special chemistry that makes certain bands distinct, and that when you can, pick out all the individual members, obviously there is something special happening there because things kind of mix together and into a very memorable sort of a unit. So I guess you guys fit into that category.
Great.
So, and that was a very good way of summing it up, Rick, and I thank you for it.
Wow. I thought I'd be in here. I'd be getting grilled for an hour here.
If someone were to ask you why you perform music, how would you answer?
Why do I perform music?
Right.
Sort of like the Rubik's Cube. I've never figured out how to do it, so so I keep plugging away at it.
How old are you when you realized that you could write good songs?
Jeez, how old will I be next year?
Come on.
No idea.
No, you must.
I don't know. It's like every time I think I read a good one, then I hear somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of good people around.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of good writers. There's lots of good musicians. There's lots of good. I'm not the only person around. Robin's not the only singer around. But hey, we are good. And I don't know. We just we do what we like, and we're lucky that it's like somebody else likes it too.
Mm-hmm. You once claimed you wanted to be an architect if you hadn't been a musician. Do you still feel that way?
Well, I designed my house, which I moved into just about a year ago. I didn't pound one nail. I didn't stand on a ladder. I didn't do anything, but I I designed it. I got an architect to do it, but the actual design I did. My sweaters. Let's see. I've never knitted one damn thing, but I come up with the ideas for it. My guitars. It's like I've got an eye for design, but I physically can't do it. That's why you hire professionals. The best way to make yourself look good is work real hard and surround yourself with smart, talented people. That's what I've tried to do. I've worked hard, and I don't know a damn thing.
Another Yoichi question here. You guys play both solid rock and roll and very melodic pop, and those sort of styles are intertwined, throughout the albums, in varying degrees, of course. If you had to choose between these two elements, which would you pick? The sort of straight-ahead solid rock and roll, or the melodic pop?
Flip a coin.
Okay.
Whatever Yoichi says, he's number one.
Next question of his.
Wait a minute, I thought I was done.
Pardon me?
I thought you said.
Oh, just
I thought I was done.
Okay, just a couple more questions here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, most bands are
I was getting up. I was already out the door.
Sorry. Most bands are marketed according to a consistent image strategy, whereas you guys have pretty much been yourselves all along. Could it be time you started considering an image?
We don't need to consider an image. We are what we are. It's like it's so weird. Like you see things, trends come and go, and it's like people say, "Oh man, Rick, we like your band, this, that, the other." Thank God that I picked such an ugly persona that no one's copied me that much, except for all the rap bands. They all wear hats and jump around like idiots. So so I've influenced a whole bunch of rap groups.
One last.
Is that correct? I don't have an idea. No, it's like when we did our first record. To this day, every review we get is basically the same review we got years ago. The pretty lead singer and the handsome bass player, the goofy guy on guitar, and the big footy-duddy accountant on drums. Well, guess what?
You got
You look at us so much later. It's not like we did it. That's just the way we were.
Yeah.
And why should we change just to, what are we going to do? Get some disco outfits and learn how to dance?
One last question here. Having weathered success, the lack of such, and one major personnel change in the departure and re-entry of Tom into the group, you've probably seen it all and really fear very little at this stage. But what do you think will be the main obstacle in continuing as a band? What do you have most to fear from here on in?
Well,